A boy left a suicide note in the classroom, only to be mocked and insulted by his bald teacher. The teacher even forced the boy to stand naked before the entire school and confess his sins. After 3 years of bullying, I completely lost the will to live. Before dying, I just wanted one last conversation with my family. But my brother and sister were cold and indifferent, as if I didn't exist. So I sobbed and turned to my father. But because I accidentally blocked the TV, I was met with his furious yelling and scolding instead. The TV was broadcasting a shocking news story that had gone viral that day. A bullying case. A high school sophomore had brutally dismembered 7 of his bullies. Facing media questions, he just laughed maniacally. The boy coldly stated into the camera, "Those animals who only know how to gang up on the weak. I wouldn't get enough, even if I killed them 10,000 times over. If you're being bullied right now, watching this, you have to kill them if you want to survive." His words made my heart race wildly. I felt like I was there applauding him. I wasn't the one at fault. It was those bastards. Why was I choosing to end myself? That night, I browsed websites on how to deal with thugs, wondering if I could really take them out. Just like that guy on TV. But that would ruin my life completely. All I wanted was to live an ordinary life. Why was it so damn hard? If I did nothing, like now, I'd definitely be beaten to death by that bastard Lee Do-yoon. Then what was the point of my life? I started rummaging through a box for a weapon, practicing head-smashing moves on a pillow over and over. I shouldn't be the one to disappear. It should be you, Lee Do-yoon. I'd made up my mind. But the moment I got to school, I wavered again. Lee Do-yoon's slap came right on schedule. His lackeys came to humiliate me as usual. I hesitated. Should I do it now? Stab Lee Do-yoon first, then the others, or just aim for Lee Do-yoon alone? My heart was pounding, but my hands froze in place. Lee Do-yoon kept taunting me. Finally, I resolved to stab Lee Do-yoon until he looked like a honeycomb. The bastard wondered why I wasn't reacting. The moment our eyes met, I suddenly remembered something from science class years ago. Pavlov's dog, the experiment where they rang a bell while feeding the dog. Over and over again. Eventually, just hearing the bell made the dog drool reflexively. And after years of bullying and beatings, I developed a reflexive fear. Just seeing Lee Do-yoon's face triggered a conditioned response. My whole body tensed up, starting from the back of my neck. The plan I'd practiced dozens of times last night, just from meeting that bastard's gaze, vanished in an instant. I hated how weak I was. In that moment, I fearfully hid the all. I was as disgusting as Lee Do-yoon. After school, they took me to an abandoned construction site. Lee Do-yoon mixed me a special drink. He added someone's stinky sock, dirt, and finally spat a gross loogie into it. Then told me to chug the first glass. If I refused, it'd be non-stop slaps from Lee Do-yoon. I really didn't want to drink it. But not drinking meant getting beaten half to death. Amid their laughter, I drank the foul liquid in despair. I couldn't hold it down and vomited everything. Lee Do-yoon said if I didn't finish it all, I couldn't go home today. After who knows how long, they ran out of ingredients. Lee Do-yoon was furious. This bastard couldn't keep a single one down. He sent the other 2 to buy more. My head felt like it was splitting open. I couldn't take much more of this. I couldn't endure it anymore. I shoved Lee Do-yoon and desperately ran for it. I didn't understand why I was running. I'd just get beaten again at school tomorrow anyway. Suddenly, Lee Do-yoon caught up. He grabbed my head violently. Why did it hurt so much? Maybe it would have been better if I'd just drunk myself to death. Beaten like this, and I still couldn't fight back even once. Just seeing Lee Do-yoon's face made me tremble. My mind went completely blank. I couldn't do anything, as long as I could see his face. But right now, I couldn't see his face. If I couldn't see his face, I could do it too. I shoved Lee Do-yoon hard into the middle of the road. He tried to turn back and curse at me, but his voice cut off abruptly. The other 2 were still laughing at that idiot, thinking his drinking stunt was hilarious. Suddenly, they noticed an accident up ahead. They went to check out the commotion. When they saw who was lying on the ground, their hearts sank. I staggered my way back home. The nausea vanished instantly. From that moment on, I swore I would survive. The next day, I, who thought my life had reached its end, went to school as usual, but it was as if nothing had happened. Maybe I wouldn't get caught. A vicious criminal like me, why was it so hard to give up hope? I was afraid to push open the classroom door. Maybe the police were already lying in wait. Nervously, I stepped inside. It was no different from usual. None of what I feared came to pass. After class began, the teacher announced that Lee Do-yoon had been in an accident last night. He was hit by a truck and severely injured. He's currently in a coma. Then the teacher shared the police investigation results. He was jaywalking when the accident occurred. So, does that mean I won't be arrested? No, I shouldn't think that way. I should turn myself in. But I wanted just a few days of normal school life first. That's all. I finally got to experience the ordinary daily life that Lee Do-yoon had stolen from me. At first I didn't know what to do, but then I opened a novel I used to love reading. Ever since starting at this school, I never had the chance to read it properly. An ordinary school life, it didn't seem all that special. Just a little bit happy. I even felt like eating lunch was a waste of time. Tears kept falling on the yellowing leaves. So this was the ordinary school life that bastard had taken from me, even though it was too late. I really wished that this life could continue. I didn't know if it was just my imagination, but the classroom atmosphere felt different. Whenever Lee Do-yoon was absent, these two would always come bully me. But for some reason, they didn't bother me now. Other students who usually got bullied like me seemed less tense too. With Lee Do-yoon gone, the classroom became so peaceful. Maybe I did a good thing and didn't get caught? Or maybe heaven gave me the gift of a lifetime. But my fantasy shattered when police cars arrived. My homeroom teacher sent a classmate to fetch me to the office. My hands were cuffed. The officer announced, "Due to the serious crime you've committed, we are placing you under arrest. You have the right to an attorney and the right to remain silent." My parents didn't understand what I had done. The officer showed surveillance footage from a nearby store. That captured me pushing him. Even though it was brief, I still had a beautiful dream. I had once imagined living an ordinary school life, like everyone else. Life? If God really existed, he would never let trash like me be happy. Society kept forcing me to relive the crime I committed. Each time, it was a heavy burden, crushing me until I couldn't breathe. Now the judge delivers the verdict for defendant In Da-jun. By pushing him into traffic, causing severe injury, you have committed a serious crime. However, considering the sustained torment In Da-jun endured, and his unconscious state during the crime, this court sentences the defendant to 2 years of protective observation. The special drink Lee Do-yoon forced me to consume contained alcohol. The court also took my suicide note into consideration, so I wasn't sent to juvenile detention, but it seemed I had nowhere left to go. The school didn't give me a chance to explain. They expelled me outright, and my father ordered me to get out of the house. I stared at my father in disbelief. Then I left home like a beaten dog. Not a single person spoke up for me. I didn't understand how it came to this. I wasn't asking for much. I just wanted to live an ordinary life. Now I've lost everything. But even after all this, why won't you leave me alone? Why do you keep hounding me? These two who followed Lee Do-yoon, Yu Sung-tae and Bae Ju-won, my tormentors. Why are you never satisfied? Yu Sung-tae smiled coldly and said, "You're the one who put Do-yoon in that state. Did you think we'd let you off that easy?" My body felt like it was falling apart. There were too many of them. No way to escape. Even if I staked everything I had, I could barely handle Lee Do-yoon alone. But against countless Lee Do-yoons, I was completely powerless. Yu Sung-tae snarled, "In Da-jun, no matter what, you shouldn't have pushed Do-yoon in front of a car. My poor Do-yoon. I'll accept your apology on his behalf. Come on, beg like a dog In Da-jun." I couldn't believe he called Lee Do-yoon a victim and said I was worse for pushing him. Don't make me laugh. Lee Do-yoon pushed me off a cliff hundreds of times. What did I ever do wrong? You were the ones who started this. Why always me, you bastards? Yu Sung-tae looked at this worthless piece of trash and decided he'd had enough of living. Another brutal beating began. I did nothing wrong. I was just fighting to survive. You're the real monsters here. The brick in my hand came down hard on Yu Sung-tae's head. Now I was on top of him, swinging the brick again and again. I think I finally understood. There's no need to feel guilty towards scum. If I want to live free of this trash, I have to erase them completely. But taking out Yu Sung-tae by surprise wasn't enough. The others were armed too. Blows from clubs rained down on me, but I refused to take it silently anymore. I managed to injure one of them with the brick, but I let my guard down. A heavy blow hit me from behind. I was on the ground again, enduring the pain. Bae Ju-won sneered. "A worthless piece of trash like you thought you could take us all on?" He grabbed the trash's head and lifted it, only to find him glaring back defiantly. Bae Ju-won was furious. "I'm gonna gouge your eyes out." I hated myself for being so weak. If only I were stronger, I could have my revenge. Then a lazy voice called out. "Who are you people?" the man asked, puzzled. "What are you doing in my house?" "I'm about to eat. Could you please leave?" The group laughed. "This construction site isn't anyone's house. Get lost, you homeless punk." The man replied seriously. "I'm not joking." "That's my pillow. But why is there blood on it?" Park Young-hyun snapped. "You clueless idiot." The man sighed. "Guess I'll go to my other house then, like the one in Little Bear Park." Park Young-hyun mocked. "This guy's already backing down." The next second, instant noodles covered his face. Then the man landed a flying kick. The others sprang into action at the sight. The man punched another bastard to the ground. He easily dodged an attack from another thug, grabbed him by the collar, and delivered a crushing blow. It was a completely one-sided slaughter. Bei Juan wondered what those useless idiots were doing. He was about to make a move when the man stopped him. The man was holding something that looked like a knife. "You started with weapons," he said to Bei Juan. "More people, more tools. So it's fine if I use one too, right?" The man suddenly tossed what he was holding toward Bei Juan. It was just a pair of chopsticks. "Do I need a knife to deal with you?" the man mused. I noticed his fighting style was strange, but incredibly effective. He was taking on Li Du-yun's lackeys all by himself. He easily subdued the entire gang. Bei Juan began begging, "Please, stop!" The man laughed. "You won't die. I'll just clear both your nostrils for you." Listening to the screams, I realized he was completely insane, but why did it feel so satisfying? The other idiots ran off, abandoning their friend. The man sighed. "Life really is lonely." Though I didn't know why, I thanked him for helping me. "And who are you?" he asked, puzzled. "Get out," he sighed. "I wasted my noodles. Guess I'll starve." As I turned to leave, I stopped. "I want to ask you for a favor. Can you make me as strong as you?" "Are you crazy?" he snapped. "Let go of me. I'll buy you noodles," I pleaded. "Just hear my story, please," he sighed. Your life's been rough, but pushing Du-yun was a good move. Didn't think you had it in you." Hearing that, I asked if he'd agree to my request. "Of course not," he said. "I won't teach you to fight." I begged him desperately. "I'll buy you more noodles." "You have no potential for fighting," he said bluntly. "You're like a flower from a greenhouse. Too soft for this world. If you want to learn from me, you'd have to live like I do. But you'd just become a target." "No matter what," I said seriously. "I'll adapt. I'll do whatever it takes." "So please," he sighed. I was trying to be nice. "You're not ready yet. Just go home. If you keep following me, don't blame me if I get rough." I didn't understand why I couldn't. Was I destined to be a punching bag forever? I'd rather die than endure that again. I couldn't give up now. After that, he kept rejecting me, but I was determined to get stronger. To make my tormentors kneel and beg. If he wouldn't teach me, I'd copy everything he did. I would become as strong as he was. So I followed him everywhere. I mimicked his every move. First I wore clothes from the trash. Then I ate tuna cans, left out for cats by kind people. If I wanted to survive out here, I had to do everything he did. Food and clothes taken care of. Next was shelter. I slept on park slides just like him. He lived like a true vagrant. While following him, I wondered if this was right or wrong. But after seeing him fight, I was filled with conviction. He warned a thug, "Bite down hard, or you'll lose your teeth." If I could become like him, I could finally get my revenge. Of course he knew. He had a persistent shadow. He asked, "How long are you going to follow me? You still want to learn to fight? Want revenge that badly?" "Of course," I said firmly. He laughed. "Fine, I'll teach you." I was suspicious. Why the sudden change of heart? It couldn't be that simple. "First," he said, "sit on that guy." It was Jung Hyuk, who beat me at the construction site. The man told me, hitting someone with a brick was good. But that was just a lamb's desperate struggle. That wasn't revenge, just a cornered animal fighting back. If you really want to crush them, you have to think like they do. Forget how they treated you at school. Until now you've been prey. This time you become the lion. Park Young-hyun had bullied me at school too. He'd humiliated me in front of female classmates, made me his personal errand boy. He dragged me through toilet water to apologize, pretending to seek my forgiveness. But when I reached to shake his hand, he crushed my bones with his grip. Park Young-hyun stood 187 centimeters tall, expelled for beating his teammates. His right-hand grip measured 84 kilos. I repeated in my mind, "Don't be afraid. Just follow the plan." Young-hyun abused his strength, tormenting me endlessly, just to show off his power, to look cool in front of others. This trash didn't deserve to live. My first strike surprised the watching man. He hadn't expected how simple it felt to attack first. Striking first really was key. Just as I moved to finish it, a heavy fist smashed into my face. Young-hyun was speechless. The one who'd attacked him was the expelled loser, Jun. "Did I not beat you enough at the site?" he raged. "You want to die?" I was back to being his punching bag. "The first hit was good," the man sighed. "But you did nothing after." Maybe he'd misjudged me. Perhaps he never should have tested my potential. The pain I felt now was 1,000 times worse. "Why me?" Jung-hyun asked. "Think I'm weak? An easy target?" He smirked. "I go easier on non-athletes. Toys like you break too easily. But today I'll show you what a real fist feels like, trash." I grabbed nearby garbage and hurled it at his face. The man watching groaned in disappointment. While Young-hyun was blinded, I struck quickly. "What are you doing?" he snarled, eyes clear. He'd blocked it with his arm. Shit. But I still had a chance. I grabbed Jung-hyun's leg with all my strength. It didn't budge. He blocked again with his forearm. "What's wrong with you?" he said. "What are you even trying to do?" "You're dead today." I jabbed 2 fingers toward his eyes. The man finally realized this kid had been copying his every move. "Not a bad choice," he muttered, "but your form is terrible." "Jun, you idiot," Jung-hyun sneered. "You came for revenge because you're hurt? Can't even get that right, can you?" I glared at this bastard. He asked if I was hurt? They'd ruined my entire life. Of course I was fucking hurt. I wanted to kill every last one of them. Before the fight, I'd asked the man, "Do I really stand a chance?" He knew the size difference was huge. "It won't be easy," he'd said, "but miracles happen. Remember, in street fights, anything goes. They already destroyed your life. What do you have left to lose? Use any means necessary." Now the man turned to leave, thinking it over. Had that day at the site just been a fluke? He thought he'd found a rare talent. His eyes drifted back to the fight and saw it wasn't over yet. "Jun, you fool," Jung-hyun said, puzzled. "What trick are you pulling now? You think I'd believe a coward like you would actually use a weapon?" He grabbed what I held, trying to disarm me. The texture made him freeze in horror. "You've got a strong grip, right?" I taunted. "Then squeeze it. What are you waiting for? Crush it like you did my hand." Jung-hyun's body began to tremble. In panic, he thought, "Did this idiot actually bring a knife?" The man knew. Most people never experience a moment like this in their lives. But most people just freeze at the sight of a blade. Fear locking their bodies stiff. They can't move. But still, that only works if it's a real knife. If Inda-jun brought a fake one, the moment he grabbed it, the wrong texture would give it away. But from Jung-hyun's reaction, the man knew it was real. Inda-jun was even crazier than he thought. Jung-hyun wondered too, had that guy really lost his mind? There was no way out now. The man frowned, thinking, was Inda-jun really trying to kill him? I slammed the knife handle into Jung-hyun's head. Now it was my turn to beat him down. The man saw the fire in Jun's eyes. Jung-hyun was furious, beaten by this idiot, unable to fight back. He had to get that thing out of his hand. I kicked him hard in the ribs. "Stop! I think my ribs are broken," he begged. How dare he tell me to stop? What kind of bullshit was that? "Do you know what my life has been like because of you? I was beaten for no reason, and no one ever stopped. When I finally found courage, I was begging you instead." But my mind drifted, back to those nights alone under the covers, shaking with fear. Jung-hyun seized the opening. The man hadn't expected Jun to actually win. He really had the makings of a madman. But the next moment his face fell. The idiot got careless at the last second. "You piece of shit," Jung-hyun roared. "You threatened me with this? You never had the guts to use it. But I'm not a coward like you." The man knew it was over. He moved to step in, then froze. The knife hadn't drawn any blood. Jung-hyun realized it was just a steel ruler. The texture was so similar to a blade. He'd been completely fooled. I laughed in his face. "I'm not like you, scared by a fucking ruler." Then the man understood. Jun had been searching for that thing in the trash. In just seconds, he thought to use it to scare him. This kid was something else. Jung-hyun completely lost it. "You dare make a fool out of me? I'm the madman of the baseball team." "Park Jung-hyun." The man poured something over his head. "You call yourself a madman?" he mocked. "Who the hell are you?" Jung-hyun raged. "You got a death wish?" Then he saw who it was. The guy who'd beaten him before. He attacked without hesitation. "You're not even close to a real madman," the man sneered. He turned to Jun. "You lost, so I can't teach you to fight." I cursed myself for remembering the past at a time like that. I wanted to change, but nothing had changed. I'd lost to those bastards again. My fists hit the ground, blood seeping through my knuckles. The man watched silently. "You really want to get stronger that badly? Even after getting beaten like this?" I nodded, dead serious. "Then I'll give you one last chance," he said. "It'll be much harder than this. You sure you can handle it?" After that, he didn't say another word, just led me for a long time. Finally, he told me, "Those guys at school are just kids playing games. The truly dangerous ones are outside where the school can't reach. It doesn't end when you leave school. If you're serious about surviving out here, you'll meet people way worse than those bullies. The most terrifying are those with nothing left to lose. And some are just dangerous from the start. This is where those dangerous people live together." I didn't understand why he brought me here. The man kicked me into a room. "Survive here," he said. Then he shut the door. I didn't get what he meant. A group of tough-looking guys stared me down with hostile eyes. I swallowed hard. After I explained everything, they understood. If I wanted to learn to fight, I had to live here. The red-haired leader, Cha Dai-up, asked annoyed, "Who gave you permission?" "That bastard Johan Gil just ditched us like this?" They grilled me with questions. I answered honestly, no, I couldn't do anything.
What good are you?
Day-up snapped.
You can't do a damn thing?
He didn't get why Hangil brought back such a useless kid. But they couldn't just kick out someone Hangil brought. They decided to let me stay one night. They gave me a tiny laundry room to sleep in. Don't thank me too much, Day-up said. This isn't free. If you can't fight, you work. Looking forward to your new life? Starting the next day. I did all the chores. It was exhausting, but I couldn't complain. They gave me food and shelter. A runaway can't be picky, and honestly, this was better than school. I wandered around the area those first few days. This place was terrifying, worse than anywhere I'd ever been. It felt like every thug in the world gathered here. If you accidentally made eye contact, please don't notice me. Do I really look that easy to bully? This asshole picked a fight in front of his girlfriend. You little shit. Were you staring at her legs? He demanded I bow and apologize, so this is what Hangil meant by survive. Making it in this den of gangsters and lowlifes. When I didn't answer, he raised his fist. The old me would have taken it. But not anymore. I wasn't afraid to fight anymore. His hand froze mid-swing as Day-up stepped behind me. What are you doing? Messing with my crew? What's it to you? The guy snapped back. Finish shopping and clean the balcony, Day-up said. Don't waste time on trash. One of his friends whispered, just let it go. You know the stories about him. And he's with Kim Tech. They're part of Hangil's crew. The guy pulled a knife. Shut your mouth. You think you can walk away after that? Day-up grabbed his wrist and slammed him to the ground like it was nothing. That's when I realized Day-up was just as strong as Hangil. The rest of you come at me if you want. The others scrambled to run. Cowards! Day-up laughed. Even Hangil's friends were monsters. The guy didn't wake up until evening. He was furious, wanted to take them all out. A low voice asked, is that so? Want some help? A few nights later, a shadowy figure crept up to Day-up's window. He twisted open a gas canister and slid the hose under the door. Later, I woke up needing to piss. Half asleep, I stumbled toward the bathroom. When a foul smell hit me, it smelled like gas. I rushed to open the door for air and slammed it into someone. I'd hit someone outside. Who the hell is that? The gas guy snarled. I recognized him. It was that guy from before. He bolted before I could react. Then it hit me. He was trying to kill everyone here. An idea began to form. My footsteps echoed in the dead silence. Day-up was right. I couldn't do anything yet. But there was something I wanted to do. Soon, Day-up began to stir awake. He had no idea what was happening. The gas attacker wondered, why was that kid still standing? Weren't they all supposed to be in the same room? A voice cut through the dark. I don't sleep in their room. So it didn't affect me. What I want to do is take out trash like you. Where do you think you're going? A few days before the gas attack, I begged Day-up to teach me to fight. After seeing him take down that thug with one move, I wanted to be that strong. Are you stupid? Day-up scoffed. Look at you. You've got zero talent. He kicked a jump rope on the floor and tossed it at me. A weakling like you needs to train with this first. I can do 100,000 no problem. Do what you can. Back when I was into fitness, this was basic. After that, Day-up didn't see me for a while. No one even washed the dishes. He thought, is he actually trying to jump 100,000? I was just bragging. No one's that dumb. Then, he saw something unbelievable. That idiot wasn't sleeping. He was actually going for 100,000. Gasping for air, I told him, 47,000
I'll
left.
get as strong as you.
It's pointless, Day-up sighed. Go wash the dishes. I refused to believe effort was useless. Now my fists kept swinging at this gas-attacking bastard. Why won't you stop chasing me? I already beat you, you dumbass. But you're still coming? What's wrong with you? Stop following me. He knew he'd failed to take out Hangil's crew. He had to run now, or that organization would target him next. But why? Was this idiot still chasing him? I slammed him down the stairs. Thinking he was out, I tried to drag him back. When I wondered, what organization was he talking about? Blood trickled down my face. You should have stopped, he said coldly. So this is what it feels like to face a blade. The man slashed wildly with his knife. Cuts began appearing all over my body. I couldn't possibly win against an armed opponent. But I had to do something. I grabbed a wooden board from the trash. But it was useless. He sliced through it with one strike. His blade came closer as blood. A sharp metallic clang rang out. By then, Day-up and the others woke up. How dare they do this? It was them. Taek raged. Who saved us? Ha Sang-bin wondered. Where's In-da-jun? Was it him? He went after the bastard. Who did this to us? Day-up said. Where'd he get the nerve? Taek muttered. He's gonna get destroyed. But Day-up shook his head. I don't think so. Back then, I wanted to shake Day-up awake. To tell them they all owed me. I nearly passed out carrying you here. but he was barely conscious. I saved you, I told him. So teach me properly how to fight. And split the chores fairly. I'll get a part-time job too. Day-Up groaned. Shut up, I asked.
If I catch the guy who did this,
Will you promise? I'll bring him back. You have to keep your word. I lifted his hand and linked pinkies. It was a promise. Day-Up understood that Da-Jun wouldn't just take a beating. There was a fierce energy about him. The man couldn't believe it. This kid actually grabbed his wrist barehanded.
weren't you gonna finish me? Is that all you've got?
Then it's my turn now.
What's this idiot doing?
The man wondered. He looked weak and pathetic, but his eyes burned with killing intent. I mimicked Day-Up's technique, grabbing the man's arm tightly. The man realized this guy was trying to throw him down. You think you can? He sneered.
With that amateur move?
Don't dream. Stop struggling, I'll end this now. I laughed wildly at his words.
I never planned to throw you down.
The next second, my feet left the ground, dragging him over the railing. It was a near-vertical drop. We fell straight down together. I hit the ground hard. My vision blurred, but I forced myself up.
I grabbed a rock.
Ready to smash that bastard, but he seemed truly unconscious. I collapsed to my knees.
I'd finally beaten someone I'd only ever dreamed of defeating. I thought, maybe I do have potential after all.
From now on, trash like him won't survive. Suddenly I noticed something wet on my hand. The knife had stabbed me during the fall. Strange, it didn't hurt. He thought his revenge would begin now. But it ended before it started. I don't know how long passed, but I woke up in a hospital. Thanks to the runaway crew's help, I'd been safe since collapsing.
The knife didn't go deep,
the doctor said.
You passed out from the fall. When they found me,
the criminal was nowhere nearby. Even though we didn't catch him, the runaway crew agreed to honor my deal with Day-Up.
Jumping down with him was bold.
Kim Tak praised me. No wonder Hangil brought you in. Hangil appeared at the hospital too.
You're still alive,
he grinned. Time to learn real fighting from me.
You can still run if you want. I'll start as soon as I'm out,
I said seriously. After discharge, to show their gratitude, they even granted my other biggest wish. They brought me the barbecue I'd been craving for so long. If people see you like this, Day-Up said, embarrassed, they'll think we never feed you. Tears welled up in my eyes. I blamed that jerk Day-Up. He only gave me canned tuna. We're just like you, Kim Tak apologized. All runaways. That's why we couldn't immediately accept an uninvited guest. I understand, I said. I just didn't realize life outside would be this hard. I just wanted an ordinary life. Why is mine the only one so messed up?
You think you're the only one tired?
Day-Up snapped. We're all the same. Each of us has our own struggles.
Some don't even have family to kick them out. We know better than you
how hard it is to make it out here. If you've got nowhere to go either, and plan to keep living outside, you can stay here as long as you want. I won't boss you around like before. And yeah, we might look like we're barely surviving.
But living freely with these guys
has its own kind of meaning. I couldn't even remember the last time I genuinely smiled. It had been so long since I felt this happy. After that incident with the attacker, my life began to change. First, I didn't have to sleep on the floor anymore, though I wasn't sure if that was good. Second, to get along better with them, I stopped being so formal when I spoke. Turns out we were all around the same age. Day-Up was even the same age as me. It took some getting used to. I'd also dreamed of fair chore distribution, and we talked about doing it. But the others were all working part-time jobs, busy earning money. Only Hangil and I weren't. I worried, are we really not doing anything? I'm the leader here. Hangil grinned confidently. Trust me. Then he kicked me out again. If you want fair chores, Day-Up explained, you need to earn money like the rest of us. Hangil insisted, it's fine if you don't earn anything. Yeah, right. Earn first, then learn to fight. Hangil swept the floor. You can do it. So they got me a job nearby, at a pizza place on a back street. After just 2 days, I already wanted to quit. The customers were rude and unreasonable. The boss nagged nonstop. I should find another job. When I tried to slip away to the restroom, he told me to leave my phone behind. Suddenly, a woman entered.
Dad,
Diane's here, the boss said.
We're busy. Help the new guy out.
She was beautiful, but the work was still exhausting. Not like girls were ever interested in me anyway. Then Na-Yun leaned close and studied me. You're cute, she smiled. Maybe I'll stick around a bit longer, I thought.
I had no idea then that meeting her would change my life forever.
That night, screams echoed through the chaotic streets again.
Tell that bastard,
Hangil ordered the man beneath his foot.
If he doesn't
crawl here with the guy
who attacked us, I'll come finish him myself. The next few days, I worked quietly at the pizza shop. I was clumsy at first, shattering plates. But Na-Yun just asked if I was hurt. I won't tell Dad, she said. I thanked Kim Tak for finding me such a good job.
This must be what people call
A job worth keeping for life, if it weren't for the unreasonable customers. Then one day, for stopping a customer from smoking, Nayun got a drink thrown in her face. I couldn't hold back, but the boss held me back. Nayun just smiled and apologized to the customer. Later, I asked the boss,
Why didn't Nayun say anything when she was treated like that?
The boss looked at me sharply. Do you want to put me out of business? Nayun could tell I was new to this neighborhood.
There's a dangerous... You can't tell who's with them just by looking.
So when those types come in, be careful. I don't like seeing my daughter get treated like that either.
But I've seen too many shops
Vanish because of them. If you want to survive here, you have to swallow your pride. I realized even though we were the same age, Nayun was much more mature than me. Life here was harder than I'd imagined. Just as I was getting used to the job, my first lesson began. When you start fighting, Hangil taught, first overcome your fear. But he wasn't worried about that with me. Don't get cocky from one win, he warned.
You can't jump off a building
every time you fight. Don't worry, I'll remake you. By the way, won't your family look for you? Hangil asked. Even if they find me, I won't go back. After that, Hangil put me through extreme training, running, jump rope, push-ups, squats, sit-ups, and some weird footwork drills. Was he actually teaching me anything? I hadn't thrown a single punch yet.
Hangil, is there a way to win
every street fight? Didn't I already show you? He grumbled. Use the environment to limit their movement. Block their vision. Find something nearby to use. But Hangil knew that kind of instinct couldn't be trained. Just do what I tell you. I don't want to learn this, I said.
I want to learn how to use my fists. I want to be like them.
You just want flashy moves, Hangil scoffed. All show, no substance. I used the footwork he'd taught me and dodged the book he swung at my face. We both froze in surprise. He swung a few more times, but I dodged everyone. Somehow, he agreed to teach me proper punching. And he'd demonstrate personally. Let's wait on that, I said, sweating. A few days later, in some warehouse, a man was being beaten. Hangil's been causing trouble, a lackey told Chun Ki-woong. He's targeting our organization.
So what?
Chun Ki-woong said coldly.
Should I tell the boss what I've been hiding and get myself killed?
He blamed everything on that stupid kid. Took money for a job and messed it up. Then tried to run. He gave the others 30 minutes to bring Hangil's crew here. That's impossible, a lackey said, sweating. Do you want to die? Chun Ki-woong asked coldly. The three took off running. They went to Hangil's place, but no one was home. We're dead anyway, the blonde one said. Let's take down Chun Ki-woong together. Are you insane? The mohawked one snapped. Chun Ki-woong's even worse than Hangil. The mohawked one called the guy searching the streets. And remembered, Hangil's crew might be at the pizza shop. Just then I saw the window shatter, and a huge man trashed the pizza shop. Aren't you close with Kim Tak? The man demanded.
Don't you know where he is?
What are you looking at? He snapped at me. Get lost, I glared at this fat bastard. I looked at Na-eun on the floor, mouthing for me to run, that she was fine. Then she bowed to the fat man apologetically.
We really don't know,
she said. I hesitated. Na-eun endured so much to protect this place. Could I just act recklessly? Everyone has their own way of surviving. I wanted to be mature like Na-eun, but I knew. Now wasn't the time.
Who the hell are you?
The fat man asked. I'm a regular here. Kim Tae-yang, 120 weight, 110 kilograms. His powerful build was pure muscle. Surprisingly, he'd never done any formal strength training. He relied purely on raw natural talent to bully and run wild. But that was only within school grounds. His only natural predator was Chun Ki-woong, whom he'd met outside. Kim Tae-yang had always believed that. Now he was utterly speechless. For the first time in years, he faced something completely absurd. A shrimp dared to challenge him.
Yim Da-jun seemed like
a fearless little dog yapping at him.
Fight me and you'll die,
Kim Tae-yang sneered.
Don't spit on the floor, pig,
I shot back.
This mutt doesn't understand words,
he growled.
Guess I'll have to beat it into you.
I recalled everything I'd learned. Step 1. Use your surroundings. Limit his movement. And all those tricks Hangil taught me. Facing Hangil's fists, my body had frozen stiff. Stop spacing out, he'd barked. Watch the footwork.
Knees, waist, shoulders.
This is a jab. It keeps your opponent in check. After the jab, there's a hidden follow-up.
E-power starts from the feet, gathers in the fist,
then unleash a straight punch. My whole body tingled now. So this was boxing? You can't use it directly in a real fight yet, Hangil said. But I'll keep correcting your form. Did I hit you? He asked, surprised. Snap out of it. In those days of getting hit, I'd learned 4 punches. Kim Tae-yang was caught off guard. Then, power from the feet, gathered in the straight fist. Punch unleashed. Na-eun watched in disbelief. This wasn't the Yim Da-jun she knew. Cha Dae-up had wondered,
Why is Hangil teaching him that stuff? Who can he beat with that? Anyway, beginner fights are about physique, especially who can take a hit.
Kim Tae-yang took a few but was fine.
Why weren't my punches working? This guy didn't seem trained. But just dodging his attacks terrified me. If he caught me, it was over. So until I went down,
I had to dodge and throw punches.
damn it.
I'd hit him so many times.
Why didn't he seem hurt?
Cornered with nowhere to dodge.
He caught me.
His grip was incredibly strong.
Was I destined to lose? He lifted my whole body.
I choked, going limp. Nakyun rushed to pull him off, but he swatted her away.
Was I forever doomed to be a fool?
Hangil had asked Cha Dae-up and the others.
Don't you think Yim Da-jun has potential?
He's got a certain spark. Anyway, Cha Dae-up told Hangil not to give him false hope. Not everyone's a natural fighter like you. But Hangil thought the kid had a good head. Street fight step 2. Block vision.
I broke
Finally,
free.
immediately, I threw a punch.
Punches like these?
Kim Tae-yang scoffed. 100 wouldn't faze me.
Then,
Street fight step 3. Find a tool.
then throw a straight punch.
Kim Tae-yang finally realized this kid was completely insane.
Jab. Straight.
I muttered, over and over.
Da-jun,
Nakyun cried out.
your hand is bleeding.
But this was nothing. I'd been stabbed in the gut before.
Jab. Straight.
I muttered over and
Da-jun,
over. Nakyun cried out.
your hand is bleeding. But this was nothing.
I'd been stabbed in the gut before.
You think a little scratch like this scares me?
This straight punch landed like never before. Someone pulled Da-jun back as he kept swinging. Kim Tae-yang was already down. The owner couldn't believe he'd taken down that giant. I warned Kim Tae-yang, show your face around here again and you're dead.
I'll wipe every last one of you scum off the streets.
This time, it wasn't luck. I'd finally beaten him with my own hands. Overwhelming exhaustion hit me. I could barely keep my eyes open. But the other two looked utterly confused, staring at the wrecked shop. The pompadour guy thought, this can't be that shrimp and the girl's doing. Guess the owner's tougher than he looks. I stood up announcing myself. I'm the one who took that pig down. I cut off Nukken before she could protest, muttering the techniques Hangil taught me. I wanted to test them. If it meant cleaning up this trash, I'd fight as many times as it took. Come at me, both of you. What's this lunatic saying? The pompadour guy snapped. The next second, a heavy punch smashed into his face. Kim Tae-ju, the group's leader, arrived. He surveyed the wrecked shop. You've worked hard, he said to me.
I'll handle the rest. You two can decide.
Who meets God first? The two rushed at Tae-ju. Tae-ju knocked the pompadour guy out with one punch, then kicked the blonde guy down. Only then did I realize Tae-ju was insanely strong.
Who sent you?
Tae-ju demanded.
The gas leak was your doing too, right?
As a massive fist closed in, the pompadour guy blurted out Chun Ki-woong's name.
Chun Ki-woong ordered us. We had nothing to do with the gas. Please stop hitting us.
So it was Haegwang, Tae-ju said coldly. So it was Haegwang's doing after all.
What's Haegwang?
I asked. That group the guy mentioned earlier? You've lived here a while, Tae-ju said.
You know how bad the crime is. Incidents keep happening. The police gave up on this area long ago.
Gangsters started running wild here. So these guys are gangsters too? I asked. No, Tae-ju said, because those gangsters were cleaned out by a group of runaways from this area. They're called Haegwang. Haegwang took over the pattern they used to drive out the gangs, to rule this territory now. And in Haegwang, the most notorious is Chun Ki-woong. Our group was targeted, probably because we stopped them from taking over, managing this area. Tae-ju hadn't expected them to find us here. The owner hesitantly told Tae-ju, actually, we pay protection money to Chun Ki-woong too.
Hyung, why didn't you tell me?
Tae-ju asked, stunned. The owner couldn't bring himself to say it earlier. Those guys have no limits. The old Kim's shop nearby was burned down by Haegwang thugs. He didn't want the runaway group tangled with those maniacs again. Tae-ju gritted his teeth in fury. I get it now. It's the same everywhere. Inside school or out. There are too many bad people.
The world is full of scum,
if you can't avoid them. Tae-ju told Cha Dae-up about the pizzeria. We all need to figure something out. Everyone knows how dangerous Chun Ki-woong is. Be careful, Dae-up, Tae-ju warned. But Dae-up didn't reply. He just cursed and hung up. Haegwang members were violently shaking down a small shop for protection money. As a bat was about to swing down, Dae-up caught it, glaring at the thug. Then landed a heavy punch. We're with Haegwang, the punk shouted.
How dare you lay a hand on us?
A figure lunged forward in a flash. I'm Cha Dae-up, he announced with a cold smile. Just a bunch of useless lackeys.
Grandma, are you okay?
Dae-up asked. Suddenly a heavy blow struck the back of his head. Chun Ki-woong stared down at Dae-up with contempt. He mockingly called him Johan Gil's little sidekick. Dae-up glared and cursed at him. What's the plan now? Nayeon asked that night.
We have to run.
Why should we risk it all for that pizzeria? Someone shouted angrily. We're just runaways. How can we help anyone else? Sorry for dragging you into this. Taekju apologized to his girlfriend. But that pizza place is really good. Are you crazy? Hong Ga-in snapped. Ha Seong-bin beside her nodded in agreement. Hong Ga-in was furious. You all need to understand how serious this is. Do you really think just the few of us can take down their whole operation? Watching them debate so intensely, I thought, what future awaits the runaway group? Suddenly, all 4 phones buzzed with a message. Dae-up had sent a photo, showing himself barely conscious. A location was pinned. Those bastard sons of bitches, Ga-in cursed. Dae-up was being slapped repeatedly. Where are your friends? Ki-woong taunted. Where are your friends? Taking their sweet time? You have 10 minutes, or I finish you. Just do it. Dae-up spat. They'd save on food without me anyway. Ki-woong was pissed. This idiot's still acting tough? The 4 of us arrived, steps heavy with resolve. Back when Goyen asked, just the few of us. Wipe them all out? That's right. We're taking Haegwang down for good. You sure you want to come? Taekju had asked me earlier. You can still back out, but I wanted to help too. Are you sure? You won't hold us back? Taekju pressed. Haegwang thugs surrounded the 4 of us. At least 15 of them, by the look of it. Dae-up was in the back corner. Why'd you come? He said with a weak laugh. I could have handled this alone. A club slammed hard into Dae-up's side. Touch him again, I dare you. Taekju roared. I'm stepping on him now, Ki-woong sneered. What are you gonna do about it? People talk big about the runaway group, but you're all more scared than mice. It's all because of that bastard Joe Han-gil showing off that things turned out like this. Taekju, why are you letting this guy yap so much? Hong Ga-in cut in. He pointed at Ki-woong in disgust. That beard of yours is disgusting. Take these punks out, Ki-woong ordered. No matter how strong the runaway group was, could they really take on so many? Was it even possible? Runaway group, Kim Taekju. Runaway group, Ha Seong-bin. As the rest charged at us, I moved to shield Hong Ga-in, but he shoved me aside. Don't get in my way! He flashed behind an attacker and slammed him down, crushing him into the ground. I couldn't help but marvel. Every member of this group was incredible. I wanted to join the fight, but I didn't know how to jump in. I started using what Han-gil taught me. The other 3 had already taken down half the thugs. At this rate, it was enough. Then Ki-woong made his move. Taekju had planned to deal with him last. Then let's fight now. I was on the defensive, barely holding my own. This guy was too fast. I couldn't dodge in time. I stumbled back against a metal pipe. Grabbing it, I swung at my attacker. But it didn't seem to do much. Nobody move, a voice shouted, or I'll turn this kid's neck into a fountain. Kneel if you want him to live. What's wrong, Taekju? Ki-woong mocked. Come at me like before. Taekju lowered his fists. Ki-woong laughed. All because of one person? You just don't get it. You shouldn't have brought dead weight like him. You're not bad, Taekju, Ki-woong said. Why not work for me instead? Think carefully before you answer. If you don't want to end up like that bastard, when he kicks the bucket. Taekju sneered. Are you seriously underestimating him? He seized the moment and threw a punch at Ki-woong. But Taekju told me not to act childish. If I'm holding you back, just leave me behind. As Taekju threw his punch, I grabbed the weapon from the thug behind me. If you're trying to take a hostage, you picked the wrong guy. I've even written my will. This is no joke, you bastard. Out of all of us, Taekju said, impressed, the craziest one might be him. I finally took one down. Then let's keep going. Taekju was losing against Ki-woong. Ki-woong wielded a bat. Defending was pointless. He looked rough and tough, but he was careful, leaving no openings. Taekju knew he needed a big move. 2 thugs rushed in and pinned him down. Ki-woong raised his bat with killing intent. It was about to come down when a blow struck the back of his head. My heart pounded as I watched Ki-woong stand unfazed. You trash, he said darkly. Have no idea what you're up against. He's strong, I thought. But don't be afraid. I'm not scared of guys like him anymore. A voice like a demon's boomed. You really want to fight me? He wasn't like anyone I'd fought before. Fighting him would get me killed. I thought I'd left the past behind, that I wouldn't repeat old mistakes. But my body froze against my will. You bastard! Ki-woong scoffed. Don't think having tough friends makes you anything special. Your friends won't end well either. But then Ki-woong noticed his men were all down. Yet he didn't care. They were just small fry anyway. Aren't you the runaway group? He mocked. 3 against 1, isn't that unfair? Bad news, Taekju said to Ki-woong. This time you're out of your league. Ha Seong-bin struck first, a hard punch to Ki-woong's jaw, but he took it and counterattacked fiercely. Hong Ga-in locked onto him, creating an opening for the others. Ki-woong reacted fast, kicking Seong-bin away. Taekju and Ga-in charged together to take him down. They were so close, when Ki Wung roared, switching his grip to smash Gayan off his leg. With his free hand, he flung Taekju back. "Don't let your guard down," Taekju warned. "We have the advantage." But he didn't get it. Why was Ki Wung still so confidently ordering the three to become his lackeys? Hong Ga-in tried to provoke him. "Did water get in your brain?" he taunted. "Working for you, I'd rather go home. I gave you a chance to live," Ki Wung sneered, "and you wasted it." He slammed his bat against a metal frame, and rapid footsteps echoed. More thugs surrounded the three. "How many are in this gang?" Taekju muttered in disbelief. "Just how many people are in this gang?" "Take them down," Ki Wung ordered. The fight was lost. "Funny thing," Ki Wung said to Taekju. "I sent Il Song-do to that pizza place you love. He's Hegwang's best arsonist." "Please don't," Taekju begged desperately. "Don't worry," Ki Wung said. "He'll burn it to ashes." Suddenly, pain shot through his leg. "I was biting down hard on his calf." "What the hell is this?" Ki Wung yelled. "Let go, you little shit!" I was terrified. But because of this scum, the pizzeria would be destroyed? Nayun? She suffered so much just to survive until now. "Don't you dare touch the pizzeria, you bastard." Ki Wung was confused. Why wasn't this kid letting go after so many hits? Then just die. What a revenge-obsessed bastard. He dialed Il Song-do's number, but the voice on the other end wasn't Il Song-do's. "Looking for me?" the voice asked. Il Song-do's bloody body lay on the ground. "Jo Han-gil, why are so many people trying to play the madman lately? You want to be crazy too. Begging won't save you today." Ki Wung thought he'd run away, but he'd crawled back on his own. Jo Han-gil's voice turned cold. "If you were going to invite me so politely, you should have just said so. My legs are sore from searching for you. It's been a while since I've seen June so beaten up. I don't care about your dirty business. But since you touched my people, you're not leaving here unscathed." One of them snapped. "He came alone and still acts tough?" Jo Han-gil casually broke his arm. The scream made Ki Wung flinch. "Come at me, all of you," Jo Han-gil said. Ki Wung cursed, urging his hesitant thugs forward. "1,000,001 to whoever takes him down." The crowd rushed in at once. Han-gil dodged attacks while striking back, using their momentum against them. When someone tried to ambush him, he grabbed a wooden plank and smashed them aside. Another one, reckless. Han-gil locked him in a hold and drove a broken plank into his skull. Only then did I realize the construction site fight was nothing to him. Just child's play. Was this his real power? "Stop right there, Han-gil," Ki Wung threatened, "unless you want this kid crippled. Then back off." But Han-gil didn't slow down at all. "Just do it," he said coldly. Taekju laughed softly. Han-gil Hyung doesn't negotiate with threats. If he was scared of being threatened, how would he have survived this long? Ki Wung raged, swinging his bat wildly. He was relentless. "Regretting it yet?" he snarled at Han-gil. "Blame that stubborn pride of yours." Han-gil looked almost amused. "Regret," he repeated softly. "Let's see who regrets this in the end." Finally, Ki Wung remembered. His brother's warning was real. "That guy Han-gil," his brother had said, "Jo Han-gil, is as strong as Hegwang's boss. Avoid them when collecting protection money. There's no benefit in messing with them." But interfering on his turf, unforgivable, and that's unacceptable. If he could just beat him, no one would stand in his way. But slowly, Ki Wung realized this guy wasn't even taking him seriously. "You son of a bitch," he roared. His bat came down on one of his own men. He was fighting Ki Wung while taking out all his lackeys at once. Han-gil's voice was icy. "I like to save the best for last." He dodged Ki Wung's swing and punched him square in the face. A storm of blows followed. "Han-gil, you're built sturdy, pighead. No wonder my guys struggled. But you can't beat me." A kick shattered Ki Wung's bat. "Get up," Han-gil ordered coldly. "I've barely started." "Holy shit," Ki Wung muttered. He lunged suddenly, attacking Han-gil. Punch after punch aimed at his head. "Who does this guy think he is? Why should I avoid him?" Ki Wung gathered strength for a final punch, but searing pain shot through his arm. He knew. "You bastard, Han-gil! You broke my arm." From Il Song-do, he'd learned they were the ones who released the gas. And this incident with Dae-yeol too. What kind of sick thoughts fill your heads? How could you do something so disgusting? Trash like you deserves to disappear. Ki Wung threatened. "If you touch me, Hegwang won't let this slide. I'll tell the boss, and he'll send all of you to meet your maker." Han-gil calmly grabbed Ki Wung. "Take me to your boss. I'll give him my regards." He dragged Ki Wung toward the furnace. Only then did terror seize Ki Wung. He begged. He remembered his own suggestion. "Get some guys to beat Gil so bad he can't get out of bed." His brother had asked, "Do you know why no one in Hegwang has ever tried that?" "Because they all know. Failure means there's no coming back." Ki Wung surrendered in panic, pleading, but Han-gil would never let him go. Because of him, his friends had nearly died. Hangil slammed Ki Wong's head into the furnace. With courage this small, you shouldn't have messed with us. Ki Wong collapsed in agony. The searing pain on his face made him scream. Stop screaming, Hangil said, kicking him sharply. That was the first time I understood how terrifying Hangil could be. He patted Dae-yeol awake. Life's tough out here, huh? He said with a smile. Let's go home now. The fight with Hae Gwang was barely survived thanks to Hangil's strength. We'd narrowly escaped disaster. But we didn't know then. Our entanglement with Hae Gwang was just beginning. We were all injured, and the hospital bills were crushing us. We were nearly bankrupt. Luckily, the pizzeria owner heard about our situation and reached out to help. After that day, Hae Gwang members vanished from our area. Even Kai Wong, who once ruled these streets, disappeared without a trace. I thought it was over. But Hangil warned, Hae Gwang will be back. They still have plenty of lieutenants. Like Ki Wong. As long as they have funding, they can quickly recruit a new gang of runaway kids. And when that happens, we'll be their first target. Now we decide, do we leave or prepare to fight? Dae-yeol understood. Hangil knew best why he brought us here. We have nowhere else to go. This is our only home. That night, I asked Hangil, is there any way I can get stronger fast? Hangil sighed. You're improving faster than I expected. I know I'm stronger than before. But in that fight, I saw how far I still have to go. I don't want to hold everyone back. Before Hae Gwang returns, even if I can't reach your level, I want to be as strong as the others. Hangil knew he was already pushing me as fast as I could handle. But if you really want to improve quickly, there is one way to accelerate your training. It'll be exhausting. Extra lessons, just for you. I felt a knot of nervousness tighten in my chest. Without Hae Gwang around, even our customers dwindled. How long could this fragile peace last? That evening, Na-yeon came home from school. She seemed to be stuffing something into a trash bag. She didn't respond when I greeted her. Inside was a pink teddy bear. Na-yeon, what's wrong? She smiled faintly. It's nothing. Then she asked, do you want to hang out tomorrow after school? I agreed without thinking. My face flushed when I realized what I'd said. The next day, when Na-yeon was late, I went to her school. I felt so awkward in these clothes I wanted to hide. It's all Dae-yeol's fault. He said I couldn't meet a girl. Looking like this, maybe a monk could pull this off. But what about this haircut? Do I look like I've been studying scriptures too long? I heard laughter behind me. I knew they were thinking, look at this try-hard loser. But honestly, no one even noticed me. It felt strange being back at school. Not long ago, I wore that uniform too. But now, we were worlds apart. Then I saw Na-yeon across the yard. A guy was telling her, I'll treat you right. His friends chimed in. Dong-ha's a great guy. Of course, a pretty girl like her would attract guys. Someone like me could never be that handsome no matter how I dress. But why did Na-yeon look so uncomfortable? She slammed the stuffed animal to the ground. A hidden camera rolled out from its seams. Sharp eyes, you bitch, Dong-ha sneered. Since you found it, you're coming with me. I grabbed his wrist before he could touch her. His friends laughed. Look at this clown's outfit. Dong-ha, I said coldly. You ever been punched by a loser before? He laughed. What's this idiot saying? You think you're some hero? You're disgusting. Mind your own. Oh, business. He shoved me back. Then he tried to drag Na-yeon away. My fist connected with his jaw. Touch her again, I growled. And see what happens. You're asking for it, you idiot, he snarled. I realized he knew how to fight. He dodged my next punch effortlessly. Look at you, he mocked. Did you pick up a few moves somewhere? This guy was stronger than he looked. That's not how you throw a punch, he said smugly. I'm a boxer, I smirked. You think this is a boxing match? Keep talking and I'll crack your skull open. He glared, trying to show off in front of her. He shifted into a boxer's stance and lunged forward, but his friends stopped him. Too many people are watching. If a teacher shows up, we're screwed. Dong-ha left reluctantly. You're Do-jun, right? He said before going. I'll remember you. Na-yeon and I went to a cafe. Has he been bullying you? I asked gently. For a while now? She looked down, silent. I knew how hard it was to talk about. I was bullied too, back in school. I thought if I told anyone, I'd just cause more trouble. I had no one to talk to. Sometimes, I thought about ending it. Now I realize if I'd just spoken up, things might have been different. At the shop or at school, you're always holding it in, Na-yeon. If you keep swallowing your pain, one day you'll break. I was like you once. I don't want you to end up like me. I'll help you, I promise. Tears fell onto the table. I'm so tired, she whispered between sobs. Chung Dong-ha, he's evil. We were in the same class since semester started. At first I thought he was kind. But then, he started doing little creepy things to me. He was clever about it. Things I couldn't really report, but couldn't ignore either. By the time I realized how bad it was, It was too late. I was his toy. He kept pushing further. Day after day, the bullying got worse. I thought about telling someone, but Dad was already exhausted from Hegwang. I couldn't burden him with my problems too. I clenched my fists. How had I not noticed? Bright, cheerful Nayun had been suffering like this all along. That bastard would pay for this. Meanwhile, Chung Dong-ha was forcing another girl to sing for him. Her brother burst into the room, ready to beat the shit out of this scumbag. Dong-ha punched him in the face first. You crazy bastard, you dare touch me? The girl clung to Dong-ha's leg, begging him to stop. Sing for me, he threatened, or this continues. Trembling, she began to sing, the vulgar song he demanded. Dong-ha went to the restroom with one friend, leaving the other to watch the bitch. She looks better when she's scared, they laughed. Dong-ha asked about Do-jun, planning to use him to break Nayun's will. His friend finally understood. That's why he'd had Do-jun followed. Tomorrow, Dong-ha said, we visit his place. Beat him senseless. Then deal with her. No need for that. A voice cut through the dark. A fire extinguisher smashed into his friend's skull. The boy dropped unconscious. I smirked. Who said you had to come to me? Let me return the favor. Dong-ha stared shocked. How did you find this place? The guy you sent after me. I had a real bad day. Hanji handled him. Dong-ha's anger boiled over. Because of this trash, Wadiyun's been suffering. If someone has to break, let it be me. I had nothing left to lose, so I'd end this myself. I'd gone through the stalker's phone and found Dong-ha's messages. I told Hanji everything. Time for a crash course, he'd said. The fastest way to get strong is to fight someone you can barely beat in real combat, then put them down. I used the extinguisher to blind him. He blocked my strike with his right arm. I couldn't win head-on. I had to catch him off guard and finish this fast. While he was distracted by the extinguisher, I swung at his jaw, but he dodged again. His counter hit my chin hard. We weren't in the same league, so this was a real boxer's skill. I raised my guard, but before I could set, his fist was already there. You're insane, he sneered. Thanks for saving me the trouble. Now I don't have to hunt you down. With you as leverage, yeah, I can break that bitch completely. She's too soft. A few hits on you. She'll obey. I can't wait. I miss Nayun already. You sick freak. Nice, don't you touch her. Dong-ha laughed coldly. Those amateur punches again? I kept swinging, blood flying. Just as I aimed for his weak spot, his strike landed first. I couldn't win like this. Why couldn't I do it? I wanted to crush him, erase this garbage for good. But if I couldn't beat him fairly, then I'd fight dirty. Forget boxing. This wasn't a match. I hit his injured arm again. He coughed in pain. Boxing wouldn't save me, so I'd fight my way. All or nothing. Just one opening. That's all I needed. See now? Dong-ha taunted. You're not even a good punching bag. I could have killed you already. Stop lying. I spat through bloodied lips. You can't. Your right arm's useless. He hadn't expected me to notice. So what if I'm hurt? What can a loser like you do? You haven't landed a single clean hit. Then it hit him. I wasn't trying to win. I was waiting. This whole time, he'd been watching my right hand. I wouldn't let him exploit it. But when I threw a right, pain shot through my arm. That was the opening he needed. Time for Hanji's technique. Against a boxer, he'd said. And exploit every weakness. Get in close. And clinch. Grab the back of his head. And knee him. Anywhere works. Just put your weight into it until he can't move. Something cracked in Dong-ha's body. His eyes widened. Was he? No way, losing? Not to this trash. He grabbed my wrist, desperate. He wasn't a boxer anymore, but he wouldn't lose to me. I'd asked Hanji, what if the knee doesn't work? What if he breaks free? Then you've got one last shot, he said. If he's the type who panics after a clinch, and doesn't know how to respond, he'll back up. At your range. I told you yesterday, I'd crack your skull open. Ever since he started boxing, Dong-ha did whatever he wanted. No one could stop him. But now, he was losing. To someone like me, I grabbed his tie and punched his face over and over. I lost count. Finally, he begged. I'll stay away from Na-yun. Please, just this once. I didn't believe him. I'd been fooled before. Listen carefully, I warned. If I hear you've touched her again. You're dead. I was about to hit him again, when his other friend rushed in. He tackled me to the ground. They'd been gone too long. He never expected to find them beaten by one guy. Hold him down. Dong-ha grabbed the extinguisher. I'll kill him. Let's see how you like this. Suddenly, Dong-ha was kicked flying. Hanji was here. The friend charged at Hanji and was elbowed aside effortlessly. He'd been watching the whole time. This is still class, he said. You did well. Would have won without the interruption. Good improvisation. But one thing disappointed me. You were too soft. Threats like that mean nothing to them.
Because you didn't finish it. They'll keep coming back. Fight like that, and you'll get killed. Watch how it's done. No loose ends. The girl from the KTV room ran out with her brother. Their tormentor hadn't returned. Maybe they'd left. The hall was empty. They tried to escape, but screams came from the restroom. 3 battered men, naked, kneeling on the floor. Act more natural, Hanji ordered. Then he took photos. If any of you ever touch Na-un or this kid again, these go online. I noticed the girl watching from the door. Please, I whispered. Pretend you saw nothing. She nodded slightly. Then I noticed she wore the same uniform as Dong Ha. As she turned to leave, she paused. Thank you, she said quietly. I had an idea. I turned back to the 3. And one more thing. And if I find out you've bullied anyone else, I won't let it slide. Later, Na-un told me Dong Ha never bothered her again. At school, he seemed completely broken. I'm sorry you got hurt because of me. Hanji watched us, amused. He shook his head with a faint smile. Thank you, Hanji, Dojun. You don't have to worry about school anymore. I had to ask her, was it just Dong Ha? I saw his phone. It was full of girls' pictures. I deleted them all. But they had a group chat, where they talked about girls like objects. A chat about women? Na-un, I asked. Are there more trash like that at school? Yes. Her voice was quiet. There are plenty like Dong Ha. Like his father said, maybe it's this neighborhood. The environment here. Even without Dong Ha, someone else would do. Those horrible things. 2 men were talking about how Dong Ha was finished. Compared to Heo Il-tal, that guy's nothing. But still, we need to know who did it. So they cornered the girl who was with Dong Ha that day, but she refused to talk, even if they beat her. Well, a voice interrupted. Who the hell are you? Me, Hanji said. I'm just a regular runaway passing through. Hey, have you seen the tuna cans for stray cats around here? Are you mocking me? I'm scared. Hanji feigned fear. I'll scream. You pointed at me first. Help, somebody help. A figure rushed toward them. Hanji had asked me earlier, there's plenty of trash around here, right? Then let's put them to use. Practical lesson. 1 thug went down instantly. I braced myself. They're live training dummies, Hanji said. All the Jongnam school punks are yours. Are you insane? The blonde one snarled. I dodged his punch and hit him with a jab. This kid, he's not just talk. He can fight? The other thug stood up and charged at Hanji. Hanji! You don't respect your elders? You'd hit me? If you want to fight, go to him. Think you can win? This kid, he's strong. Stay still, Hanji ordered coldly. Not bad, Dojun. You're using footwork, to dodge and counter. An advanced beginner. You've improved. You have talent. But that's all. Against the blonde, I knew I could win. But I also knew he was stronger than anyone I'd fought before. I couldn't finish him quickly, but if I stayed focused, I'd win. Too easy, Hanji asked suddenly. Then have another. What was he thinking? Could I really take 2 at once? The blonde was confused, but decided to deal with me first. They moved together smoothly. I was on the defensive again. 2 against 1. No chance to breathe. My rhythm was broken. Every time I tried to punch, they'd swarm me with attacks. 2 against 1 was impossible. The girl grew anxious. Shouldn't we help him? Not yet, Hanji said calmly. Before, against multiple opponents, I wouldn't just take the hits. I focused all my attacks on the blonde. This idiot's ignoring me? The dark-haired one snapped. His fists rained down on me. But then he realized I wasn't even flinching. Hanji knew this was bad. In a fight against multiple opponents, focusing on just one is like inviting the others to hit you. But for Dojun right now, this was all he could do. If you can't win against all, take at least one down with you. The dark-haired one kept punching, trying to stop me. He put everything into one final blow, and only then did I stop. The blonde was already unconscious. You maniac, you were going to kill him. I'll make you pay. But when he turned, he saw Hanji holding a broken bottle approaching silently. Cold sweat dripped down his face. Fear gripped him. He backed away and tripped over a rock. Stay back, he screamed. I said, don't come closer. I collapsed to the ground too. What's wrong with this guy? You almost made me piss myself. Hanji grabbed his arm. It's over. You worked hard. Now go home and sleep it off. The thug tried to protest. Something to say? Hanji's voice turned cold. He dragged his friend away, defeated. Even apologized to Hanji. Don't overthink it, he told the girl. He didn't fight to save you. I'll teach you more later. That night, I asked Hanji, why make me fight too? Didn't you say, you wanted to beat those bullies? Do they line up? And take turns? You're fighting to get stronger. Don't get cocky. Just because you beat some thugs, you can't get revenge yet. You're lucky you're not dead.
Elsewhere, 4 thugs were bullying a quiet student. They took all his money. Bring more next time, they threatened. A shadow watched from the alley. Hanji pointed at them.
For a beginner like you, there is a way to win. Street fighting rules.
Just do what I say.
Numbers don't matter.
He demonstrated a hook.
If that hit me,
I'd be done for.
aim for the chin.
And they go down in one hit.
So, did that mean
I could take multiple opponents with one move? Knowing the hook, that isn't enough.
even if you know it?
You need to land it perfectly.
You think they'll just stand there?
Then Hanji.
You're saying,
ID, there's no way to beat multiple opponents? There is one way, he said.
For a rookie like you, if you want to hit their chins,
Strike first. Make the first move. When they're unprepared, a clean hit will knock them out. But don't stop there. While they're still shocked,
take down as many as you can.
I thought 2 were down, but 1 was still standing. I'd missed his chin. The 3 surrounded me, furious. You little punk.
Think you're in a movie? Trying to take us all on.
By yourself? They turned to the bullied kid. He a friend of yours? When he denied it, they demanded, What school are you from? Hanji had warned me.
If more than 3 are still standing,
They'll quickly. I chush regroup and fight back. At that point, there's no way to beat the rest. You're not strong enough.
so you run. All 3 chased after me. Hanji told me to run.
Then when do I fight them?
A rookie like you,
Should never try to take on a group.
all at once.
If they run at different speeds, they can't surround you.
So even if one catches up,
No, just take that one down. Step 2, hit and run.
even if you can't strike first,
You can still attack.
oh,
When they least expect
The
other 2 lost sight of me. They split up to search.
what's with that hoodie kid?
What's he trying to pull?
He moves like he's done this before.
Like it's all planned out.
Feels like he's targeting us. Did we beat him up before?
A fist suddenly struck from the side. Now only 1 left. But it wasn't that easy. He blocked my surprise attack instantly. His footwork,
Albo showed he was trained.
his kicks were powerful. He taught too fast to see. I threw punches, but I couldn't touch him. At my level, beating him was impossible.
You crazy bastard,
He snarled.
Stop grinning and answer me.
Why are you picking a fight? He called his friend for backup.
I refuse to accept it. Am I still not enough?
Hanji knew they were experienced fighters.
One-on-one would be tough.
Amini Genjicha, but you can still
Nothing
win.
special. As it, just do what you've been doing.
If they're stronger, more skilled and faster, then the final step is to use a weapon. The other thug arrived quickly, but he saw something horrifying. Some unknown madman beating his friend with a rock. Stop! He yelled, rushing forward. I stared back coldly. What's wrong with this psycho? He thought, terrified. I dropped the unconscious thug. He hesitated, too scared to approach. We've never met, he cried out.
What do you want? Why go this far?
I'd asked Lee Do-yun the same thing once.
Did I do something wrong? Why only me?
Now my answer was the same as his.
No reason.
I hurled the rock at him with full force. The pain in his arm made him flinch. Next time, it's your head. He realized he was targeted.
I thought he was just some edgy kid.
But he's dangerous. He turned and ran, but not before. This. Threatening, you'll pay for this? Our school will make you regret this. I chased after him with everything I had. But after running and fighting, I had no energy left. Catching him was impossible. He sighed in relief. But if word gets out,
Was that 4 of us lost to 1?
suddenly he tripped and fell.
Watch where you're going.
Hanji stood over him. Done fighting?
Where's the guy you were fighting?
Why me today? He thought, furious.
All of you are just looking for trouble.
Hanji punched the man. He planned to follow the man's path to find me. Soon Hanji found me.
Didn't I teach you?
Indarta, how to handle groups. How'd you miss one? One of them was really strong.
I ran out of energy.
You fought well today. You're not a rookie anymore. He smiled approvingly. But then he added, You're only at about Suri, a fraction of Daeyol and Sotak's 2 days later at Junglan High. Rumors spread about a group targeting our students. Hwang Sehyun, a muscular second year, Wade told the weaklings to stop showing off. As the second strongest second year, Kyung Dong asked him to handle it. After all, if word gets out we're easy targets, we'll have problems. They say the targets wear hoodies. With a wolf-cut guy following them, and every time, they show up when we're disciplining someone, a student washing his face, asked his friend to be gentler. His friend looked up and saw 2 notorious faces. Before he could react, he was kicked flying. Sehyun cursed while beating him. Stop, the other student pleaded. We're third-year athletes. 3rd years, Sehyun scoffed. A large hand caught his fist. Han Ki-soo, head of third-year athletics, told him to back off. You second years,
And your messy business,
We're not afraid
we're
of you.
focusing on college exams. That's why we've tolerated it.
Before he finished, Sehyun kicked hard. Kisu caught his leg.
I didn't want to interfere, and so I stayed out of it. But someone like you,
Uppy needs to be taught a lesson. Sehyun was overpowered by his size. An arrogant punk. Though what can't beat someone who trains daily. But Sehyun spat a toothpick at his eyes. Kisu instinctively closed them. Sehyun seized the moment and landed a heavy blow. Kisu collapsed unconscious. Sehyun picked up a pipe, smirking.
if you were going to tolerate it,
Why not keep tolerating it?
you shouldn't have lost patience.
Idri, now a junior has beaten
Coward.
you. I provoked you on purpose, senior. Kisu was completely unconscious. Sehyun called the other two over. Come with me. I'll show you what it's like to be a senior. I couldn't stop smiling lately.
Going out with Nayeon, why I couldn't control my expression.
As we happily discussed where to go, a commotion broke out nearby. Younglan high uniforms. Should I fight? I hesitated.
Hanji's not here, but I really don't want.
Ucha to miss my time with her.
Should I really ignore this?
Memories of being bullied flooded my mind. I'll be right back.
Just going to the restroom.
I'm strong now.
Against two guys,
One hit should be enough.
then finish the other with one move.
But this time they looked terrified.
I knocked him down.
Why that expression? I started to wonder.
Are they really the bullies?
The victim thanked me. You're amazing at fighting. I nodded vaguely and turned to leave. But then his voice turned serious.
Want to fight me too?
Before I could process his words,
A choking sensation overwhelmed me.
Sehyun sneered.
So you're the one?
You're targeting our students.
Let's settle this, bastard.
My instinct screamed.
He was no victim. I broke free with force, only to be struck hard instantly.
You're weak, Sehyun taunted.
Giving up already?
Are you here for those Junglan trash?
Seeking revenge? I don't care about them. But you're disrespecting
Our school's reputation. He charged at full speed. Despite his intimidating look, we were similar in size. Compared to previous opponents, he shouldn't be this strong. But his fist connected with my face. His reach was unexpectedly long. I couldn't land a hit. Before my punches reached him, I was already getting hit. I desperately searched for a solution. Sehyun leaned in mockingly. At least try to hit me once. My punch was effortlessly dodged. He was far stronger than expected. I had misjudged him completely.
I never should have entered this alley.
I can't go down like this.
I must use everything I've learned.
I threw sand into his eyes. Now I'll get serious. I launched my strongest kick, but to my horror, he caught it effortlessly.
You bastard!
He shouted through tears. Pretty face, but dirty tricks.
But you're still green.
A crippling blow landed between my legs. He watched me trembling on the ground and burst into laughter.
With your pathetic skills, you challenged Younglan? Don't damage my pride too much.
I scrambled for any possible move, but the gap between us was immense. No strategy could defeat him. Nayeon wondered where I was. Did he get sick? My phone went unanswered. She followed the direction I'd gone. Soon she found me, beaten and bloody, kneeling on the ground. Does it hurt? She asked gently.
Besides Sung and Dong,
Have you fought others from Younglan?
is this Hanji's training?
As someone I'd helped, she hesitated to criticize, but she had to ask,
Why do you fight so desperately? Every time you fight, it's like you're at the edge of fighting for your life.
You don't care if you get hurt.
Dojun,
This path will destroy you.
maybe you should stop. The fighting, the running away, in school.
I said bitterly.
Those bullies took everything.
They destroyed my entire life. Yet the ones who ruined me
Live without consequences.
like nothing ever happened. Remembering those days chokes me. My mind goes completely blank. I can't live with this defeat. I fight to survive. So even if you advise me, I understand now, she said softly. I won't tell you to stop anymore.
It's your life.
You should decide how to live it. And honestly,
I want to beat them up too. Dojun, punish them for me.
I believe you'll become incredibly strong. Don't lose heart over one defeat. When boys lose once, it makes them fight harder. I smiled at her words. Suddenly Nayeon asked,
What will you do after revenge?
Honestly, I haven't thought about that. Buy my family's pizza shop, she suggested. Is it because
The shop has no customers.
that you say this? You saw right through me, she laughed. I thanked her sincerely. Later, our runaway group gathered together. You got beaten badly? Hanji sighed.
I told you to only fight
When I'm present.
You should only fight those I choose. But Hanji,
This time I'm finished.
that Junglan guy today?
Took photos of me. He said, I'll never show my face here again. Now Younglan will target me. They'll come after me constantly. Why hesitate? Dai said.
They attacked our family.
So we'll show them our power.
It's been a while since I fought students. I almost miss it. You can't get involved, Hanji said firmly. As a member of our family, Atsi, you must conquer a school. Since things escalated, let's make it bigger. You will rule all of Yonglan. A nobody like you, Unsha, conquering a whole school. Sounds fun, right? This is your assignment, Dojun. But Hanji... How can I rule a school after getting beaten? Aren't you in a hurry for revenge? He asked. If you rule a school, it means you... can take revenge anytime. I knew he was right, but he cut me off. Dojun, he said seriously, how long will you stay weak? Stop acting like a victim. He was right. It wasn't impossible. I'll do it. But how? Do I conquer a school? Next day, the blonde I'd beaten, he saw photos of me in the hoodie. Getting beaten by Se-hyun. He laughed loudly. Pathetic, the long-haired guy sneered. Everyone knows who he is now. How dare he still cause trouble? If not for that wolf-head guy, I would have finished him myself. If I catch him again, what will you do? A cold voice asked. If you catch him? I punched the long-haired guy hard. The blonde cursed and charged, but I struck first. Causing trouble again? He demanded. What do you want? I will rule Yonglan, I declared. This madman still boasting, he yelled. Who leads Yonglan? Answer me. Hanji said to conquer schools by continuing to fight. But the group has 80 people. Must I defeat them all? No, Hanji said. Just defeat, the strongest few. Remember when I beat you? I demanded. Want it again? Then answer and leave. The leader is Heo Ildo, but nobody knows him. He barely comes to school. Besides him, there's Hwang Se-hyun and Jong Dong-jin. They've always been strong. Others exist. Okay, but can't compare to those three. He confessed easily, because you can't beat them anyway. I grabbed him violently. But can't compare to those three. He confessed easily. Of course, the blonde replied. Since you can't beat them anyway. I grabbed him violently. Give me their numbers, I demanded. Soon, Itachi. You'll see your new boss. I'd made big claims, but doubted myself. How badly did Se-hyun beat you? To make you so timid? Hanji laughed. To make you so timid? His legs and arms are long. What, I can't even get close. How can I fight him? The thought of fighting him again made everything go dark. Could I really? Oh no. Defeat him? You idiot, Hanji yelled. I said stop being weak. You're not pros. Adika's fighting patterns are similar. Find his weakness. And you can win. What's the method? I begged. The method is, Hanji said. Ga-young will tell you. What nonsense? Ga-young said. Come fold clothes. Didn't I tell you? Not to put socks in backwards? Days later, at a gathering, Se-hyun glared at his phone. An unknown number. Called him Grandma's sweater guy. He roared off on his motorcycle. Toward the challenge location. Fool, he sneered. The blonde had warned him. About the hoodie guy's plans. And he dares claim he'll rule Yonglan? His anger grew. Come out, you bastard, he shouted. This time I won't hold back. But only silence answered. He called the number angrily, and a ringtone sounded nearby. From the bushes, a phone rang. You called me out then, Hid? He raged. But when he reached the source, only a phone lay there. Then I attacked from behind. I punched him hard, but he just laughed. Only cheap tricks? He mocked. Without your advantage. Srat, what will you do now? Hanji taught me, against long limbs, never let them extend. Start with threatening punches, even if they don't connect. Target the undefended lower body, then take them down. I succeeded in taking him down. Then what? I'd asked Hanji. That's it, he said. Mount him. Long limbs won't matter. Then beat him relentlessly. Blows rained down like storm. Different from our first fight. I wouldn't lose again. Meanwhile, at another gathering, the blonde spoke to Dong-jin. Se-hyun left in a hurry. See, maybe going after the hoodie guy. What if he's ambushed? Should we check? Find Se-hyun, Dong-jin ordered. They roared off on motorcycles. Dong-jin wasn't worried for Se-hyun, but wanted to crush the upstart. He didn't think Se-hyun was in danger. Only his opponent would be. But as my position shifted, Se-hyun seized his chance. He grabbed my mouth corners and threw me off. Bastard, he spat. A little longer and your mouth would have torn. You prepared well. But is that all you have? Only Se-hyun's opponent would be in danger. As my position shifted from an attack, Se-hyun smirked viciously. He grabbed the corners of my mouth and threw me off. Bastard, he spat. A little longer and your mouth would have torn. You prepared well. But is that all you have? I'd only prepared that much. Surprise attacks wouldn't work again. Se-hyun charged violently. I dodged, searching for an opening, but his foot connected with my face. How is he so fast, I thought. My attacks couldn't reach him. I couldn't dodge everything. Keeping distance made it worse. This would be a slow defeat. Where's your school domination now? He taunted, with no other moves. I used Ga-young's leg tackle. That move again? He sneered. It'll get you killed. His arms flexed with power. Strength, speed, size.
I had all his advantages. That's why I had to win. I struck his groin. Agony blanked his mind. I seized the moment. Fingers in his mouth. Ripping at his mouth corners. Consciousness returned. He realized I'd copied his move. Hanji watched me pummel Sehyun. He recognized the technique. Used against its originator. The kid who once mimicked poorly now learned moves instantly. Pain made Sehyun feel ruptured. He needed to buy time. Stop, he begged. This is unfair, I thought. Our students did nothing. You provoked them. I'm just repaying the favor. Before speaking, reflect on your past actions, but think while being beaten. He grabbed my pant leg. I'll reflect. I wouldn't spare him for that. You should reflect, he snarled. A motorcycle sped toward me. I was about to die before getting revenge. Hanji yanked me away. That was close, my heart raced. I recognized the newcomer. Young Lun's Kim Dongjin. Dongjin said, losing to a rookie?
He's one of the 3 to defeat.
Hanji smirked with an idea. They're dueling, he told Dongjin. Don't interfere, wait your turn. Dongjin moved to attack. Then come, Hanji said. Start with him. I'll help, Hanji shouted. It won't just be you ruling the school. Dongjin saw me retreating. Let's see your limits, Dahun. Hanji watched intently. Dongjin gave chase immediately. The real test had begun. Wind whipped past as I ran. My body screamed in protest, but I couldn't stop now. Dongjin's footsteps closed in. Nowhere to run, brat, he yelled. I pivoted suddenly, feinting left. His momentum carried him past. This was my only chance. I had to make it count. Hanji's voice echoed. Remember the basics. Right, no fancy moves. Just survive and strike back. Dongjin turned, anger blazing. You're dead, he roared. I braced for impact. This would hurt, but I wouldn't fall alone. Hanji's plan depended on it. My limits were yet unknown.